Tale of Tales. Wubbzy wanted to play kickity kickball, but the kids on the swirly swings didn't want to play with him. "Your tail is too kooky," they told him. Wubbzy tried to make his tail look like a tree branch, but when a bird landed on his tail, the leaves fell off. "Hey, it's no tree branch," one kid shouted. "It's a long bendy tail." "That's kooky," said the other kid. "Maybe Widget will play kickity kickball with me," Wubbzy said. He ran off to find his friend. "Hey, Widget," Wubbzy said. "Want to play?" "No can do, old buddy," Widget said. "I'm working on my Robo-Cluck 3000. He can lay 100 eggs a minute." "What's this?" Wubbzy asked. He pointed to a lever. "Wait," Widget said. "Don't touch that." But it was too late. Wubbzy's tailed the lever. He turned on the robot by mistake. Widget and Wubbzy ran for cover. Eggs flew everywhere. The robot ran out of the door. "It's all my kooky tail's fault," Wubbzy said sadly. "No problemo," Widget said. "I can fix her tail. Step into Tailtronic 3000 and let's see what happens." First, Wubbzy's tail was too curly. Then it was way too funky. Then it was too balloony. "I'm sorry I couldn't fix her tail, Walter," Widget said. "That's okay," Wubbzy said. Then he had a bright idea. "Let's go see Walden." "Wubbzy, there's a bit of a problem," Widget said. "Ooh," Walden shocked slightly. "I love problems. Is the math problem?" he asked. "No," Wubbzy said. "Science problem?" "No," Wubbzy replied. "How about geophysical, physiology, relation to global economics?" Wubbzy asked, confused. "No, the problem's my tail. It's too long and bendy." "Your tail is indeed long and bendy," Walt observed. "But how is that a problem?" "No one will play with me," Wubbzy said sadly. "They say my tail is too kooky." "Being kooky is okay," Walt said. "Look at my fish. They're all kooky. There's a big puppy fish over here, and that one there's electric." "Wow," said Wubbzy. "I wish I was electric." "And look at these animals," Walt said, pointing to his backyard. "They're kooky too. There's a stretch hope. His kooky neck helps him to reach high to the sky." "Tee," Wubbzy laughed. Suddenly, Robo-Cluck 3000 crashed through the wall. "Oh no," Walt cried. "Stop that robot." "No problemo. I just need to adjust the thruster roll and wiggle wrench," Widget explained. "But the wiggle wrench is gone." "Oh no," Widget said. "Big problemo." "I'll fix it," cried Wubbzy. "I can bend my tail like a wrench to loosen the bolt." "Good job, little buddy," Widget said. "You saved my dino bones," added Walden. "Wow," Wubbzy said. "Maybe having a bendy tail is so bad after all." The next day, Wubbzy juggled 3 balls and spun a 4th ball at the same time, all thanks to his long bendy tail. "Wow," the kids shouted. "We want to play kickity kickball with you." Wubbzy grinned. "Yeah," he said. "Here I come with my cool tail." Special delivery. "Choo-choo," said Wubbzy. "Wow, I love trains." Ding dong, the doorbell rang. "I have a special delivery," said the mailman. "Is it for me?" said Wubbzy. "No, it is for Walden," said the mailman. "Can you keep it for him?" "Yes," said Wubbzy. Wubbzy wanted to know what was inside. Choo-choo strained the box. The box opened. "Wow," said Wubbzy. "A train." Wubbzy took it out. "I'll see if it works," he said. The train went around the room. Ding dong. "Oh no," said Wubbzy. "What if Walden is here?" Widget opened the door. Toot toot, the train went by. "Is this your train?" said Widget. "No," said Wubbzy. "It is Walden's." "You should not play with it without asking," Widget said. They put the tracks back in the box. Wubbzy shut the box. Toot toot, they forgot the train. It went out the door. "Oh no," they said. "The train went this way. The train went that way." Wubbzy saw Walden. Wubbzy ran to the front of the house. "Hi," said Walden. "I'm here for my box." "I'm sorry," Wubbzy said. "I opened your box. Now the train is going everywhere." Walden took something out of the box. "You need this," he said. Walden stopped the train. "I'm sorry I played with your train," said Wubbzy. "The train is a gift for you," said Walden. "Thanks," said Wubbzy. "I can fix it," said Widget. "I love both my trains," said Wubbzy. Wubbzy's Wild Ride. "Wow," Wubbzy said, bouncing on his tail. "The race is tomorrow. If I win, I can eat ice cream every day for a year." Wubbzy showed Walden his extra special race car. Presenting the Super Duper Road Racer, Wubbzy said. Walden made a funny face. It looks rickety. Rickety, Wubbzy said. He grabbed a hose and sprayed the tires. I'll clean it up and it'll be fine. Wubbzy is ready for a test drive. He jumped into the car and lashed his seatbelt. Look out, world, he cried. Here I come. At first, the Super Duper Road Racer went super fast, but after a while it started to sputter. Then it stopped. Uh-oh, I'm gonna need an expert mechanic, Wubbzy said. I know just who to ask. Wubbzy went straight to Widget's workshop. Can you help, Wubbzy asked, pointing to the broken car. Sure I can help, Widget said. Adjust that dinkle belt, tighten this spur sprocket, leave it to me. And when Wubbzy came back later, the car looked brand new. Wow, 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 Wubbzy cried. What is all this stuff? Well, Widget said, I added turbo rockets, monster wheels, and inflatable bumpers. Now it's a mean machine, Wubbzy said with a smile. Wubbzy took the new and improved race car for a spin. Wow, that was a sweet ride, said Wubbzy. The only thing it's missing is a sail, he joked. Widget's eyes gleamed. Of course, Widget cried. I should add a sail in case it's a windy day, and oars in case you get stuck in a puddle, and a juice machine in case you get thirsty. Wubbzy scratched his head. He wasn't sure the car needed more fixing. Widget was so excited, she made the car even bigger. Now it's time for Wubbzy's big race. Wubbzy and the other racers lined up. Racers, start your engines. Go, Wubbzy, go! Wubbzy took an early lead, but then his car made a funny noise. Oopsie daisy, Wubbzy said. That's not supposed to happen. Widget waved her arms. Push the combustion button, she yelled to Wubbzy. Disengage the turbo toggle. Wubbzy got nervous. He hit all the wrong buttons, and everything went kablooey. The tires pumped up, the sail went up, and Wubbzy flew into the air. Widget and Walden came running over. Wubbzy looked sad. I'll never win the race now, he said. Golly, I feel terrible, Widget said, shaking her head. I was just trying to help. I know, Widget, Wubbzy said, but sometimes you go a little overboard. Widget frowned. I'm sorry, she said. I'm not mad at you, Wubbzy said. You tried your best. By now the other racers were way ahead. We can't catch up, said Wubbzy. Wait, Widget cried. Maybe we can if we use the wings. She pressed a big button. The wings came out and the car flew into the air. We, they all cried. Walden peered over the edge. We can use this, he shouted, waving his book in the air. It's the Wow Wow Guide to Wuzzleberg. The friends soared over Wuzzleberg. Here's Donut Rock, Walden exclaimed. There's the Figgity Fig Tree. There are the Goofy Geysers. And there's Mount Zubba. Hey, Widget called out. We're passing the other racers. Wubbzy can still win. Wubbzy grinned at Widget and Walden. I don't care about winning the race anymore. I'm having too much fun flying with my friends. Let's fly over Wuzzleberg again, said Wubbzy. Widget and Walden happily agreed. Mount Zubba, here we come. A little help from my friends. Beep, 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 beep. Wubbzy was very excited. He had a new horn for his tutor scooter. Wubbzy asked his friend Widget if he can borrow a wiggle run so he can put on the horn. No problemo, said Widget. Let me help you. She took the scooter and put on the horn. But I didn't want anybody's help, Wubbzy said. Wubbzy headed home to plan his new flower. Just then, Wubbzy's friend Walden came over. Hi, Wubbzy, Walden said. Be sure to fertilize that flower. But I don't know how, Wubbzy said. I'll help you, said Walden, as he planted the flower himself. Wubbzy was upset. He wanted to do things by himself. Then he had an idea. I'll make a chocolate dough cake for Walden and Widget, said, and I'll do it all by myself. Wubbzy added some super duper baking powder to his cake. A whole lot of powder came out of the box. Oops, he said. Oh well, a little extra can't hurt. Before Wubbzy could put the cake in the oven, the batter started to grow and grow and grow. Yikes, so Wubbzy, the cake was out of control. Soon it was oozing out the door. Walden and Widget were on the way to Wubbzy's house when they saw the huge wave of cake batter by. Wubbzy was right on top. Help, Wubbzy shouted. Oh no, yelled Walden. The whole town is covered in cake batter. We need to save Wubbzy. I'm going to need your help. No problemo, answered Widget. Wow, 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 called Wubbzy. I'm heading right for the art museum. What am I going to do? I don't want to ruin the paintings. Walden pulled in front of the museum in a big truck. The cake batter hit the truck and turned away from the museum. We were all inside. We saved the art museum just in time. Wow, 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 yo, Wubbzy. I'm heading right for the zoo. Watch out, animals. Timber, shouted Walden. Just as the cake bear was about to the zoo, he chopped down a huge tree right in front of the entrance. The cake bear hit the tree and turned away from the zoo. Hooray, said the zookeeper. You saved all the animals. Wow, 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 yelled Wubbzy. I'm heading right for the library. What am I going to do? All the books are going to be covered in batter. Walden quickly jumped into a crane and lowered a large pipe in front of the building. The cake bear and Wubbzy went through a pipe and turned away from the library. Woo, said Walden. Another save just in the nick of time. All this time, Widget had been busy working on a new invention. Are you almost finished? Walden called out. All done, Widget replied. Ta-da, it's the Big Bakey Oven 3000. It was the biggest oven town had ever seen. Wow, 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 yo, Wubbzy. This batter's heading straight for the oven. Somebody help me. Right before the cake rushed into the oven, Walden's friend the draft scooped up Wubbzy just in time. The rest of the cake went to the oven and Widget closed the door. Wow, said Wubbzy, what a mess. I really want to do something with anybody's help, but I guess it's not too bad to get some help from your friends now and then. Thanks. No problemo, said Widget. Anytime, said Walden. Hey guys, Wubbzy asked, can you help me out with something else? Can you help me all this cake, asked Wubbzy. Young neighbors are happy. We love to. In fact, the whole town knows Wubbzy, Widget, and Wally eat the biggest chocolate dough cake they'd ever seen. Wow, 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 said Wubbzy. Flight of the Butterfly. It was a warm and sunny day. Wubbzy was chasing butterflies. Wow, 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 Wubbzy shouted. I did it. I caught a butterfly. I'll call you Norm, Wubbzy said, but Norm didn't seem very happy. Maybe the jar's too small, Wubbzy said. No problemo, Widget said. I'll build Norm's very own butterfly home. But Norm wasn't happy. He still wasn't fluttering. Maybe Norm is lonely, Walden suggested. Butterflies like other butterflies. I have an idea, Wubbzy said. Look, Norm, Wubbzy said. We're all butterflies. But it wasn't working. Norm could tell that Wubbzy's friends weren't real butterflies. Widget and Walden opened the door to leave. Norm flew out. Oh no, Wubbzy said sadly. Now I have to catch them all over again. Are you sure? Walden asked. Norm looks very happy with his butterfly friends. You're right, Wubbzy said, and if Norm is happy, then I'm happy. School surprise. It was the first day of school and Wubbzy is all dressed up. School is going to be so much fun, Wubbzy exclaimed. On his way to school, Wubbzy saw Earl, Buggy, and Huggy. They looked sad. What's wrong, guys? Wubbzy asked. We have to go to school, they moaned. Wubbzy is confused. Isn't school fun? He asked. No way, shouted Huggy. There's a bunch of kids you don't know, and they don't let you play kickity-kickball, said Buggy. And the teacher uses big words you don't understand, groaned Earl. Wow, said Wubbzy. Maybe I don't want to go to school after all. Then he had an idea. I know I can learn everything on my own, he said. Wubbzy raced to the library to start learning. There's sure a lot of books in here, he said, looking around. I'd read them all, that way I know everything. I'll start with A, Wubbzy decided, as he opened up a big book. Aardvark, abacus, Acapulco, accordion, anchor, ant. Phew, Wubbzy sighed, this is going to take forever. Wubbzy needs some help, so he went to see his friend Widget. So you want to learn everything? Widget asked him. No problemo, the PG Teacher 3000 can teach you everything. Widget so Wubbzy to his invention. Just push one of these buttons, the peachy teacher, do the rest, Widget exclaimed. Wow, cried Wubbzy, that really is peachy. Wubbzy kicked his kitty kickball with the peachy teacher 3000 taught him spelling. Cat, C-A-T. Dog, D-O-G, the peachy teacher said. This is working out great, Wubbzy shouted. But then the peachy teacher started talking faster and faster. Snake, S-N-A-K-E. Rabbit, R-B-B-I-T. Renaissance calculus, teenager, exoskeleton. It's out of control, Wubbzy cried. Then all of a sudden, boom, the PG teacher exploded. Oh, well, said Wubbzy. Who needs to learn this stuff anyway? I just want to play. Wubbzy ran to the playground, but no one was there. Where's everybody, he thought. All Wubbzy's friends were in school. I guess I could play by myself, he said, but playing alone wasn't that much fun. Then Wubbzy heard a strange sound coming from inside the school. It sounded like laughter. That's weird. It sounds like they're having fun in there, he said to himself. Wubbzy walked into the school and saw Huggy, Earl, Buggy, and other students having a great time. Hey, what's going on? Asked Wubbzy. I thought you didn't have fun in school. Actually, there are lots of fun things to do in school, and you make tons of new friends, said Earl. Really? Said Wubbzy. What about the teacher? Doesn't he use big words you don't understand? Why don't you see for yourself? Here he comes now, shouted Earl. Wubbzy couldn't believe his eyes. Walden, you're the teacher? That's right, Walden said. Why was I so worried about school, Wubbzy asked. It's normal to be afraid of new things, Walden explained, but school is very fun if you give it a try. I will, said Wubbzy. Okay, class, let's begin, Walden said. Who can tell us something about aardvarks? Ooh, exclaimed Wubbzy. I can. Wubbzy's School Surprise, which it's based off of the same episode that the book School Surprise is based off of, but it's shorter. Wubbzy is excited for his first day of school. On his way to class, he saw his friends in the playground. We don't want to go to school. It's no fun, they said. If school's no fun, then I'll just learn on my own, Wubbzy said. So he decided to read all the books in the library in alphabetical order, starting with A. Of all of those books to read, Widget introduced Wubbzy to the PG Teacher 3000. She can teach you everything, Widget said. But the PG Teacher 3000 started teaching faster and faster until she exploded. Who needs to learn anyways? I just want to play, Wubbzy said. When he got to the playground, no one was there. Wubbzy decided to visit his friends at school, and when he walked into the classroom, he saw everyone having a great time. Wow, fun, friends, and learning all in one. I'll gladly give school a try, Wubbzy said, and that's exactly what he did. The Kooky Kickity Kickball. Wubbzy couldn't wait to play Kickity Kickball. He bounced to his closet to get his favorite toy. Uh-oh, his Kickity Kickball gone totally flat. Wubbzy tried to make a new ball with a bunch of marshmallows, but they were too sticky. Then he tried a ball string, but it was too stringy. Widget tried to make Wubbzy a new Kickity Kickball, but it came out square. Whoops, that wasn't supposed to happen. Then Walden had an idea. Wubbzy's Kickity Kickball wasn't kickable, but it was flippable. Wow, Wubbzy didn't need another ball after all. He had a great new game to play, Flippity Flip. Wubbzy in the middle. One day, Wubbzy and Widget visited Walden in his library. When they arrived, they found stacks and stacks of books all over the floor. Widget decided to help Walden clean the library for Handy Helper 3000, but before she knew it, it ran amok and knocked all of Walden's books to the ground. Now my library is an even bigger mess than it was to begin with, yelled Walden. Well, I was only trying to help, Widget said, and ran out of Walden's house. Oh no, said Wubbzy. My best friends are in a fight. I have to find a way to bring them back together again. Hoping to help hatch things up, Wubbzy invited both Widget and Walden to Wubbzy Square and was waiting for a balloon for each of them when they arrived. All of a sudden, the balloons began to lift Wubbzy off the ground. He was too light to carry them both. Think quick, Walden exclaimed. Together with Widget's Handy Helper 3000 and Walden's library books, they were able to pop the balloons, rescue Wubbzy, and save the day. See, guys, only best friends would solve any problem together the way you do, Wubbzy said. You're right, Wubbzy, they both said. We're sure lucky to have friends like each other.